All right, hello. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me because I still don't really know what I'm doing. But I thought we'd go live. I thought we would go live. I thought we would see exactly what's going on, and I'll show you why in just a moment. Champagne is next to me. Yeah, I'm literally opening a bottle right now. I'm gonna pop this cork. A little bit of midweek celebrations. Yeah, I'm just ripping the foil off. So whoa. Okay, excuse me. I'm still terrible at this. What's up, Cam? I see Cam. Okay, you can all hear me. Happy days. All right, well, let me show you what I was thinking, right? I thought we should go live, and this is exactly why. So, if I pull up this chart, okay, does it or does it not look like we are thinking about cracking that all-time high level? Because I don't know about you, but to me, it looks an awful lot like we are thinking about breaking that. So, it's kind of wild because, especially if you've been following me for a while, you know, this has been the base case expectation that we would get an early cycle top. And now, look, whether it comes now, whether it comes in a few days, or whether we're about to crash and then reverse and come back significantly later on in the year, the point is, we thought we would be here, and now we're here, right? And I can't even quite believe it myself, which is kind of strange because this was the base case. So, what a wild time to be alive, right? I promised you this year would be wild, and indeed, this year is going to be wild. So, hit that like button. Let's wait for a few people to get in here. I'm going to pop this cork. Yeah, invalidating a lot of bearish charts. You're absolutely right. Do you know what else is fascinating? Okay, as a trader, I never look at Bitcoin against the pound. But if I pull this chart up, okay, look at this. We're probably going to do this any minute now. Okay, like why would we still here? Why can't we just go about $1,000 higher? Is it even 1,000? 1,500 quid, less than 1,500 quid away from smashing the all-time high in the pound. And I suspect once we do this for the pound, what we will see is the euro go there after. Excuse me. So if I zoom out on the euro chart, you can see, look how close we are now. Okay, look at this. What a wild time to be alive. So yeah, we thought it would happen, but that doesn't mean it doesn't feel a little bit surreal now that we're here. So yeah, let me know. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I think it's only going to get it's only going to get more crazy. All right, it's only going to get more crazy. I've got a cool fractal chart. I'm going to show you that in a minute. High CPM, I can see. Shout out to everyone. Cracking open a new bottle of whiskey. Yeah, should we pop this cork? Let's pop this cork. I'll see if I can get this on. See if I can get this on the mic. Trying to break something. Ready? Oh. Well, there you go, guys. Cheers to all of you, and cheers to Bitcoin for the new all-time high. So let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, we are so back. You're absolutely right. We are so back. Yep, one by one, Bitcoin devouring currencies indeed. Excuse me. So yeah, what a wild time to be alive, right? Look, I'm going to put this back into the GBP chart because it's funny, you know, Mrs. Camel tracks this thing in the pound because that's what she spends, right? But as a trader, I only look in dollars. So this is pretty wild, right? We are possibly going to watch this thing crack through the all-time high. In fact, I'm gonna add a little line right here, something like this. Let me zoom in, make it a little bit more accurate. There we go. So, you know, look at this. Oh, what a wild time to be alive, eh? What a wild time to be alive. Yeah, that cork could have knocked out a horse. I'm surprised it didn't put a hole in the ceiling. Sorry, Ryan. Hope you weren't wearing headphones. So yeah, let me know. Let me know if you want me to go over anything. I think really, I was just like I said, I was just kind of planning to see if we can get through the all-time high within the next hour or so, and I'm gonna drink this bottle. Not all of it, maybe, but we're gonna drink some of it, and yeah, we'll see what happens. add an alert. I guess I could add an alert. How do I do that? Something like this, right? What is the all-time high price? Let me find it. Is it 51 exactly? Is that what it was? Yeah, okay. All right, we'll add one of those then, shall we? Okay. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm not really a big fan of alerts. It's close enough, right? How can I modify it? Can I modify it? I think I can go in here, right? Yeah, there we go. 51 even. There we go. Alert is set. So we'll see. We will see. Shows how far the GBP is falling. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It really does. So this is wild. This is wild. I'll tell you what I wanted to show you actually whilst we're here. Let me pull up the old classic, the fractal chart from back here. So I'll quickly zoom out, flip this into logs, already in log, that's good. So I'll back it up a little bit just for some content, I guess, while we're waiting. So if I grab this fractal, first of all, this fractal comes from back here. What is wrong with me? Too much champagne. So this fractal comes from back here, right? Here it is, something like this. And the thing that's interesting about this is we have kind of done this all in sections, one at a time. So if I line it up like this, okay, this bit all kind of fits here. And then the next bit, this Bart Simpson, kind of needs stretching out a little bit. And then the next bit kind of fits, right? But we have to keep kind of moving the goalposts like this. In fact, let me start again because I don't think I'm illustrating my point very well here. So if I grab this fractal tool and we go from back here, grab this. Okay, now notice this section right here fits that section right there pretty nicely. But then when it comes to the next sort of Bart Simpson pattern, you notice how we have to stretch this thing out a little bit, right? So we'll grab this, make it wider, and now all of a sudden it kind of fits once we stretch it out a bit, right? Looks kind of more reasonable. Now, once it's stretched out again, then we move into this next section, which kind of fits more or less, but then we get up into this chop neighborhood, right? This bit right here where my cursor is, and it fits kind of badly. But again, we can stretch this thing out a little bit more, and then suddenly all of this kind of chop more or less fits into place, right? If we continue to stretch it, kind of get it to fit something like this. So with all that said, we are kind of doing the exact same thing. It's just taking a little longer at each section. And now if we continue to look at what's going on here, in fact, let me make this a little bit more see-through so we can see. Notice how, right? Notice how we are pretty much on track to just run straight to, I don't know, nearly 90K, 88-ish K, something like this. Then get a nice shakeout, and that would also be a backtest of the all-time high level. In fact, I can grab a box tool in here, connect all these prior highs up, and you'll see that, you know, we are potentially going to put in a run to 80 or 90K, pull back to backtest the all-time high, and then resume upwards. Now notice if we did that, we would have our third angle of attack, something like this, and then our exit would come from here, right? So when I was looking at it like this, it seems a lot to me like we've actually already set the second angle. And a big tell here will be if this fractal plays like this and comes back down and retouches this upward sloping red support line, then we have yet to set the third angle, and we could go on for longer before that third angle comes in, and then we'll end up setting it higher up, right? But as this fractal kind of suggests, we might have already set the third angle, you see? So the second angle was actually just between here and here, and we might have already be setting the third angle, getting ready for the top signal to come in. Then, of course, once we get here, the question becomes, is that the top? Do we decline all the way into a 4-year cycle low that's not due until the end of 2026? And then do we start a new cycle? Or do we get this kind of double pump super cycle where we break down and then draw a trend line break, and then we get a breakout, and off we go to a standard right translated cycle? And everyone that said nothing's different this time, we're just going to do what we always had done, would have turned out to have been right all along. So pretty interesting. Like, we're going to have to deal with that as we get there. But for now, at least, I think it's safe to say that, you know, if we look at this fractal and the all-time high level, and the 3 trend lines. You know, are we in the process of potentially setting our third angle? Are we even arguably going to have a shorter term sell signal here? I am tempted to take some off in this neighborhood on a trend line break and then look to buy back here, because also what's fascinating about this is this neighborhood right here is also the exact neighborhood we would expect the next 60-day cycle low to form if we assume that this is the correct count from here. So yeah, all of that is pretty interesting to me. I'm going to flip this thing back onto GBP and then I'll have a look at some comments. Insanely close now. Look at this. We're about 750 bucks away. Okay, so wow. We love to see it. I'm not going to take profit at all-time high. I at least need to see a trend line breakdown, as I was saying. Hi, Rafa. Yeah, Rafa, we're just chilling, man. We're just partying because we're apparently about to cross all-time high, at least in the pound. So, I mean, that's pretty wild. Someone says, is this due to ETF buying pressure? Yeah, probably is. It probably is. Well, that's at least a contributing factor. I also think that this is just part of how cycles work, right? Yeah, MicroStrategy's done really well. Let's take a look at MicroStrategy whilst we're here. 1,000 now. 1,000. Wow. So, I mean, we're close to the all-time high for MicroStrategy as well, right? Pretty wild. You know, I was talking about this parabola thing unfolding. It hasn't quite gotten as explosive yet as I thought it might. But, you know, we're not that far away from seeing some insanity, right? We might well be in this kind of neighborhood. So, do we go all the way up there? I don't know. That'd be a lot of money if we did, right? Coinbase as well, you know, trading above 200. So, yeah, things look pretty cool, right? Things arguably look pretty cool. What a wild time to be alive. Yeah, it's nice when things work out, right? Is there even going to be an alt season? Yeah, I don't know, bro. Yeah, my face has melted as well, Peter. It really has. This is, it's wild, right? CPM in the house. CPM and I are going to have a part... Is it part 4 CPM? I think it is. Part 4 chat in a couple of weeks at the weekend. So look out for that on CPM's channel. Yeah, the European Central Bank must be freaking out. But this has to just validate this thing as a real-life asset class, right? I know it was to most people already. It's people that have done this study. And then the ETF come along and that kind of validates it even more. But if we're now eating currencies one by one, you know, like, it's a wild time to be alive. Kem says this is due to not having enough proper allocation and waiting for a pullback, and then they chase the price up. Yeah, that's right. Too many people missed this rally. Too many people doubted it. Too many people were waiting for pullbacks. And it was really weird, you know, when we were at 20K, people were waiting for 10. When we were at 30K, people were waiting for 25. When we were at 35K, people were waiting for 30. And it's just been like that the whole way up. So yeah, mental. Thank you, Grant. Far too kind, as always. Yeah, what a week indeed. It's been crazy, right? It has been crazy. I don't know what's happening, sis. Is that sis? Yeah. Hello, sis. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Apart from we're on our way to new highs in the pound and the euro, and then I guess the dollar comes thereafter. So. Yeah, pretty wild, right? Pretty wild. The only thing I do want to see, and maybe I should just be grateful for what I have, but I'd like to see this stock market pull back into a cycle low. I don't know what's going on here. It looked like it might do it earlier on. It looked like we might be getting that rollover. There is still time, but that's like the missing piece of the puzzle for me at the moment. I want to see that. I'm glad to see the small caps participating a little bit more and above that range break, so that's nice. And we're still chilling with gold, but I think it's about to be time. So yeah. Bitcoin's just edging it right now. I just teasing it. I don't know what we're gonna do about this. We'll see. We'll see. Sort these comments out. Bitcoin hit a new all-time high against CAD today. Yep, I saw it's also taken out the Chinese currency and I believe the Swiss one and the Swedish. There's only a few left now, right? There really is only a few left. I don't know if all-time high is happening today. I just assume. I mean, we're practically there for the pound. That's all I really care about. I just think this would be pretty funny to watch it and have this on a live stream. So we'll see, right? We will see. Be funny if it pulled back just like $1,000 from the all-time high, wouldn't it? That'd be pretty funny. What is my minimum target for the top? Targets seem kind of silly. I don't really know, right? That's the truth. I wish I could say, yeah, this number, but I don't really know because it's kind of driven by randomness. So I prefer to use trend lines. Like I could certainly see 120 as a minimum. But can it go way higher? Yeah, I really wouldn't be surprised. What happened to Gareth? I don't know. He's probably still adding here, I guess. I guess he would still be adding on the way up to his short. Probably looking for that double top. Sean, I'm glad to hear you got too much money. But just hold on to it, right? Hold on to it. Don't do anything stupid with it. Yeah, that's the thing. Storm Chaser, we might just be about to hot knife this. No, I'm not saying we will. I think I said this in today's video, right? Like a rejection here and a bit of a pullback and then go, makes sense. Also, breakout, retest, resumption of the all-time high, makes sense. But it is Bitcoin, right? We could just hot knife this thing. Wouldn't be super surprising to me. Maybe hot knife it and then come back, as that fractal I showed you earlier on kind of suggests. Could the BTFP expiry cause a market downturn? Yeah, it could do, but it's probably more likely they just keep kicking the can down the road. RRP is also still not drained yet, so that's something. Plus we're playing hide the bailout on the FDIC balance sheet, and they can always just print more money. So I don't know, one day at a time, right? When's the cycle low due? The cycle low is due. I'm pretty sure we know the count. I'm pretty sure I know the count by now. What is that? The cycle low is due around the 7th of April, give or take 6 days. Yeah, we've done like over 10K in a week, right? So that's pretty wild. What happened? Did it break? Broke my TradingView account. Okay, well. Come on, just touch it. Just touch it. Thanks for all the nice comments. Appreciate it. Nice to see the YouTube channels growing recently. It's pretty nice. I put out like 600 odd videos. It's been a lot of work. You really take for granted when you just watch YouTube as well how long it takes. And like even to watch a 10 or 15 minute video, probably put like 3 or 4 hours into it. And that's at like the lowest possible quality, right? I don't do any fancy editing or anything like that. So gave me a whole new appreciation for the YouTubers that have the high production rate. All of this is happening before the dollar weakens. Yep, you are right. And the DXY is still not fully broken down yet. And it's potentially a few months away from a 3-year cycle low. So if I reset this, you know, we've potentially got quite a long way to go, right? Which also potentially means Bitcoin has quite a long way to go to the upside. No, I will not be using PAX G. I've spoken about this a bunch of times. I don't really see the point of anything like that. Physical gold only. That's the way. No ETFs. Physical gold only. I don't want counterparty risk. It's really as simple as that. And in the UK, at least, the Britannias and sovereigns are capital gains tax exempt because they're considered legal tender. So for me, that's quite nice. Yeah, Kem is absolutely right. Double top gang coming soon. Especially if, can you imagine if we do this, right? Imagine if even whether we touch the all-time high or whether that is the top already in and we just do something like this now. You know, people are going to be talking about the double top. People are going to be calling this a triple top. People are going to be saying, that's it. You know, we have to come all the way back down here and then base until well after the halving. And then we can think about moving higher. But ultimately, I don't think that is the most likely outcome from here. Camel Run is indeed activated. It's not a camel toe, it's a camel tail. I don't know about Riot, actually. I was looking at Riot earlier. Riot's showing relative weakness, and in this kind of environment, that is something to take note of. It's probably not a good thing. It could also be that the stock market is late in its cycle, and thus we're probably going to get a little bit of softening. So we'll see, right? We will see. Oh, Sean, haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you, bro. I'm glad you're all right. Yeah, Kem, that March 10th to 12th is the next higher low. That should be the half cycle low if the right hand count I've got is correct. So yeah, that'll be interesting. 62 next, an all-time high. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, thanks CPM. The subs are ticking up nicely. Gained like almost 1,000 subs in the last 48 hours, which is wild because it took about a year and a half to get 1,000 subs. So to get them the same number in like a day and a half is pretty crazy to me. Mr. Cottish became a Camel Crew member. Thank you and welcome. If you're a level 3 member, it's highly recommended to go back 4 weeks and watch all the content so you're fully caught up. 3K, yeah, 3K seems weird. Blockchain backer. I mean, yeah, it is what it is, right? All we can do is come up with an idea. It's no different, really. I do think the way he presented his idea was somewhat questionable, but it was certainly one possible outcome. I did cover it multiple times. Yeah, a lot of these miners are kind of struggling a little bit, so there's something to that. Yep, giant cup and handle indeed. Yeah, Bob, that is true. The comments and counts on the video shooting up. We did 15,000 views on yesterday's video, which is absolutely wild. I think the prior best performing video I did was something like 6,000 or 7,000, and the one before that I think was about 4,000 or 5,000. So to go straight to 15K was pretty insane. But then again, of course, it's important to keep in mind that when the Bitcoin chart looks like this, it is going to draw more and more eyes into the space. So any thought on allocating an additional asset? Wait on cycle low. What do you mean? Allocate an additional... allocating any addition asset. What if you mean like when to add to Bitcoin? I am still, believe it or not, looking to add. I am still looking to add. So if we can... what is wrong with TradingView? This is what happens. See, Bitcoin breaks all-time high or gets near it and TradingView melts down. So that's weird. Yeah, I'm going to be adding if we can get to some cycle lows. So is it working now? Yeah, so I think with about 80 to 90% confidence, this count that I've got crossed off is indeed incorrect, and the one right here on the right-hand side is going to be labeled correct. So that means we're probably going to do, I guess, something like my yellow squiggle suggests, some kind of pullback into a daily and possibly a weekly cycle low, and in there I'll be looking to add. It's a tough one now, though, because there's a harsh reality and a harsh truth, which is if you haven't got your allocation to Bitcoin, then you have really put yourself in kind of a tough spot, because you've had between 15k and 60k to get a position. So it's kind of a tough spot to be in if you haven't got one. But I appreciate the FOMO must be intense if you don't have one at the moment. Why is this thing broken? Come on, TradingView. Is this just coincidence, or is this because Bitcoin is breaking out? You know, it's never usually this low. What is this? Weird. Very, very weird. In 5 years, how much is one Bitcoin? I couldn't possibly say. Mr. Unicorn, welcome. Yeah, it's a little camel party. It's more of a Bitcoin all-time high party, actually. That was what it was supposed to be. I thought it would be interesting to watch Bitcoin break out above the all-time high in the pound. It seemed like it wanted to go. But as you can see, it got within about £700 of its prior all-time high and then decided it didn't want to play ball. So, yeah, I don't know. We're going to chill out for like 30 more minutes or so. And then, yeah, we'll see if we can do it. Yeah, racing. We're just looking at that. We're looking at it in the pound. Yeah, but we are about 7k away in dollars, of course. Capo was right. 12k incoming, maybe. Right. Good morning, Harry. Yeah, insane day indeed. Very, very, very insane day. Look at the dollar. What do you mean, look at the dollar? More or less the same, right? Okay, here we go. We've begun the next leg up, have we? Let's go, let's go. When back to 30k? Dare I say it? Never. And you know why? Because how many days away from the halving are we? Countdown to Bitcoin halving. Where is it? Did I miss it? Where is it? Oh, what an idiot. Yeah, look, we're 51 days away, approximately, from the halving. And after that halving, at the moment, the average price across all miners to mine one whole Bitcoin is around 18k. So after the halving, which is just 51 days away now, the average price is going to be somewhere in the 36k neighborhood, which means below 36k, we're going to see miner capitulation, miners be forced to shut off, hash rate handed over to the larger, more efficient miners, and you do get that around bottoms. But are we going to trade below 30k again? Like, probably, I would say there's more chance that we never trade 30k again than there is that we do. That would be my thought. That would be my idea. I'm seeing a lot of people talking about in the comments the big drop from, the top of whatever wick, regardless of the currency pair. People are saying, oh, this is a rug or whatever, multiple K in a few seconds. Believe me, it's going to get a lot worse, okay? It's going to get a lot worse because let's just assume that we do something like this. I don't know, right? Something like this. And then this. Up here, this is going to be like a 30k plus drop. Like MicroStrategy was 1,000 a minute ago. It's down 50 points. You know, get used to this kind of chop and volatility, especially because the whole way up, we haven't really had anything more than 20 or 25%, right? Normally, you'd expect 30, 40% on the way up, and we haven't had that. So I do wonder if we're going to get some kind of big push, right, up to 80, 90K, and then boom, all the way back down, something like this. You know, that a lot of new investors are not going to be able to stomach. Is Coinbase down? I'm seeing a few people saying Coinbase, they can't access it. Welcome to Coinbase, right? This is what they do. They wait for insane times like all-time high breaks or new lows during bear markets, and then they just shut off all the buttons and don't let you do anything with it. That is just what Coinbase does. No one sells before Coinbase, exactly. Racing North Star, I don't really track Forex too much, so I'm kind of probably the wrong person to ask. How low do you think we can go post-halving? I don't know. I think we probably just continue up into the halving and then sell off and then put in that last blow off. That's probably what I think. How low though? I mean, it could be a back test of the all-time high if that fractal I was shown at the beginning of the live stream is anything to go by. Coinbase is down. Sorry, I'm not laughing if you're worried about Coinbase being down. I'm not laughing at you. It's just if anyone that's been here for more than 4 years, right? Anyone that's seen one full cycle will also be laughing at the fact Coinbase is down. There is no excuse, okay? Like even 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, there was no excuse, right? When they're brand new, you can maybe go, oh, well, how come? But then they had a very consistent history of only going down during times of massive volatility or new lows in bear markets or all-time highs. So it's pretty hilarious that even now, after they're a publicly traded company and they've been around for close to a decade, they are still up to their old tricks, right? This industry is so wild. It's actually so wild. But if you're panicking, if you're relatively new and you're panicking, you think your funds are going to be stolen or trapped, I wouldn't worry too much. It's unlikely that is what's going to happen. But of course, if you extend your trust to an exchange, then you are always taking some level of counterparty risk there. I tell you what, if it turns out that Coinbase if there is something wrong with Coinbase, it turns out that people are going to lose their money and that exchange is going to collapse, which I don't think it is. But let's just say it is, then this Bitcoin price will actually go significantly back down towards 30K, maybe even below. So we'll see. Cosmic Crunch, gifted 5 subs. Let's go. If you're a member, I think you can gift subs for free. So thank you to Cosmic Crunch for being the first person to ever do that. Welcome aboard to the new members. I can see a bunch of you just got membership, so that is awesome. Thank you very much to Cosmic Crunch. If you're another member as well, feel free to gift them. I think it's free. At least, I think you can do at least one for free at least. Alts are bleeding right now, some people are saying. I see really mixed signals. Some people are very quick to say that loads of alts have outperformed Bitcoin, and other people seem to think that's not the case. I shouldn't really speak on altcoins too much because I'm not really qualified to. Bitcoin 59 right now, is it now? Yeah, 16 and change. Wow. Don't get too caught up, right, in the moves. You know, even if we drop all the way back to this is a really big candle, isn't it? This is a really big move for a few days. Yeah, pretty wild. But yeah, as I was saying, don't if we do something like this now, okay, then don't cry about it. Don't be upset. Just understand that what have we really got, right? We've got our first angle, we've got our second angle, and as long as we don't trade below that, then what's the problem? I don't see a single problem personally. Now, if we were to do something like this and break down, that would be considered a significant warning sign. it's also completely logical and reasonable to expect a pullback into that half cycle low time frame, which is currently due. Let's make sure I get the date right here. Currently due somewhere around, think about the 9th, right? Day 30. A perfect day 30 would be the 8th of March. So 8th, 9th, 10th, somewhere around there, which means this may well be the top, right? And we got a decline for, I don't know, 2 weeks, week and a half into the 9th or the 10th. And then from there, we can resume to the upside. So maybe that's coming next. But my point remains, do not be shaken out. Don't cry. Don't puke your position. Don't think that this is some kind of rug pull. You know your levels. Like I said, we got the second angle of attack. Although while we're above that, fine. If you're a much more short-term trader, then there's also arguably a third angle. You could sell there and look to buy back at the one below. That is not really my style. Excuse me. Random dude, yeah, I agree. I think Coinbase will be just fine. RGX, I asked YouTube about that, about having a yearly sub option for level 3 and doing a discount, and they came back to me and said they can't do it, but they thought it was a great idea and they would take it on board. So you know what that means. My father-in-law just texted me saying, fuck yeah, 50k, which I think he means pounds. But yeah, it's pretty funny. So people are enjoying the vibe, right? People are having a good time. I've got distracted. What was I talking about? Yeah, so they wouldn't let me do it. They did say they took it on board, but they won't let me do it, unfortunately. ETH Bitcoin getting smoked. Yeah, unsurprising. Unsurprising to me, at least. Is Coinbase down? Joel, you must be... Well, actually, I don't want to make that assumption. But if you're new, if you're relatively new, Coinbase goes down every time there's volatility or an important event. So, yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be okay. It'll be back up after a couple of days has gone by, probably. When you no longer want to trade, it'll be back up and running just fine. Why did Bitcoin just crash? I'm not really sure how you define crash, but that does not look like a crash to me. It looks like a crash upwards. Bears are not getting 12k. I think we know that. Igor, thank you very much. Yep, 4.236 extension for Bitcoin Gold. What does, how many ounces of gold is that per Bitcoin? Is that 100 or 65? Or neither? If it's either one of those two numbers, that'll be some nice confluence. And if it's some number in between, I'd be interested to know. Tips for getting started cycle trading. Watch my tutorial called How to Trade Cycles in the trading playlist, in the trading tutorials playlist. And go back and add some cycle arrows to as many charts as you can find. Yeah, I think we're crashing up. I don't know how anyone is interpreting this current price action as as a crash. Why is Riot underperforming? I don't know. I wish I did. I don't know. Coinbase app is taking a breather. That's what it does, unfortunately. If you don't like it, get another exchange. Do I think the super cycle might be in play? I would like to think that. I would like to think that. Can we, for example, use this second angle of attack? Wait, let me get an arrow and mark, what, October? Something. Be around here, right? Be around there. So can we do something like this? Use this second angle for some time, right? Into early next year, then set a vertical angle, a third. This would be like only in my wildest dreams would we get that third angle set like this, right? Only in my wildest dreams. Because this would be so easy to deal with. Because if we got this, then on a breakdown, right, one, we can say, okay, huge parabola, broken down a third angle. That's it. excellent sell signal. But also, we know that about 12 months away is a 4-year cycle low. So this would be, for me, my dream come true. Also, as you can tell, that number up here is significantly higher than if we were to put in this third angle from down here and end up topping in this neighborhood. So yeah, I would love to see a super cycle play out or a double pump, but it's going to be difficult. There's nothing easy about it. Kemazarbi is absolutely right. Some of you guys need to zoom out, okay? Watch the levels zoomed out, okay? Don't be zooming in and paying attention to these wicks and stuff, because you're just gonna get wrecked, okay? Like if you can interpret this chart as a crash, then you are doing something massively wrong, okay? So zoom out. Don't worry about level to level. Play the big swing trades. Slow it down. Daily time frame. All of that jazz. Coinbase account says 0. A lot of people are reporting that, which is pretty strange. But again, if you've been here before, this is what they do. Brandon, absolutely right. It goes up 15k in a week and people think 4k dump means something. What does using a paper account mean? So it just means, I think paper account means that you would, instead of actually take trades, you would just write down the level at which you would buy and where you put your stop loss on a piece of paper and do it that way. But what you can do for any brokerage account, CFDs, spread bets, options, whatever, you can typically get a demo account to have a look around before you commit to depositing money in it. And I would, if I was going to start again, I would use one of those. Now, this is a bit of a split opinion on this, because some people think you need to have skin in the game, i.e. you need to have capital at risk, otherwise you're not going to treat it as real money, or you're not going to be disciplined or whatever. But I would make the argument that if you just get a demo account and trade that for a year, okay, you will be getting reps. You could think about this like if you started boxing, you're not going to go straight into fighting, right? And especially not at a high level. So if you're boxing, you're probably going to just learn the basic punches and then do them a million times over and over again on the heavy bag or with someone holding mitts for you. And it's kind of the same thing, right? If you get a demo account and just practice adding cycles, adding, positions, sizing those positions correctly so you're not risking too much capital, always using a stop loss, not going in there and modifying your stop loss halfway through, not breaking your own rules. And then at the end of the trade, once you've closed the trade out, you can go back and review it and say, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? Did I mess that trade up because I added too much leverage, or did I take a chunk out of my account because I used too much size? And if you can go back, right, and do it on a paper account, after a year, you're going to have built up a significant amount of experience. And if you build that experience up with real money, you're probably just going to lose it, right? Kind of like if you start boxing, you're probably just going to get punched in the face a lot. So in my opinion, it is better to train the basics using a demo account. And then when you're comfortable with that, you can move to real money. But I think otherwise, you're likely just going to deposit money in a real account and lose it. At least that is my experience. And if I was to go back all over again, I would use a demo account for the first couple of years instead of just blow money up and blow up accounts and then have to work and deposit more money in an account and grow it again. So but that's me, right? To each their own. Baseline Benny B. If you are late in here, go back to the start of this live stream at some point and you'll hear the cork pop, which almost put a hole in my ceiling. Can I afford a Windows license? Yeah, I suppose so. Now we're at all-time highs. I suppose I probably could afford £5 for a Windows key. But will I, out of principle? No, probably not. I did get a crack, actually, which kind of works on a temporary basis. So let me copy and paste this. Wait, where is it? This one right here. So apparently, if you type this into Notepad, right, and then save it as is it a BAT file? Yeah, save it as a .bat file, batch file, and then execute it. it gets rid of the Windows key. And I tried it, the watermark. I did try it and it did work. You have to restart your computer after you execute the batch file. And then activate Windows went away. And I was like, okay, awesome. That was that done. But then it came back the following day after I restarted my computer again. So will I buy it at some point? I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I probably won't, to be honest. I don't really see why. Like why? maybe I should. I don't know. No probs, bro. No probs. Pop the cork and mark the top. Yeah, I actually did. At least for now, right? At least in the short term. Oh, that's too funny. That is too funny. It'd be really funny if tomorrow we're trading, 20% lower, and that cork pop. Oh, that would be hilarious. But yeah, it's okay. I stand by it. That to me is close enough, right? That is close enough against the pound. We'll check in on the euro chart. And then I'm going to love you and leave you, I think. So incredibly close as well, right? Incredibly close for the euro. Within a couple $100, right? 600 or 700 euros. So pretty cool. What a time to be alive. Looks an awful lot like a parabola here, doesn't it? So yeah, we love to see it. When am I retiring? I'm not going to retire. I retired early in life, and I came out after 1 year because it's rubbish. It's rubbish. And I know that might seem like an incredibly weird thing to say, because people will be like, it's easy for you. It's lucky. You were in a fortunate position. You took it for granted. No, that's not what it is, right? I worked really, really hard. I grew up poorer. Statistically speaking, I grew up poorer than everyone in here. And it was always a dream of mine to retire early. I retired early. But the reality is, okay, like, God rewards hard work. And if he gives you the potential to do great things and you decide to just make just enough money to get by, right? Just enough money to sit back and live off. And then you sit around and smoke weed and do whatever you're going to do all day, play PlayStation, jerk off, like that is a disrespect to your creator. So you can't do that, right? You got to work. And I'm glad, right? I'm glad. I love what I do. I never thought I'd be a YouTuber, but I love being a YouTuber. I love the community. I love trading still. And with each zero you add to your net worth, infinite amounts of opportunity open up, right? So this kind of makes sense if you think about it. Like if you've got £100, you can't do a great deal, but you can do a lot more with 1,000 than you can with 100. And then when you get to 10K, like now you can start a business, right? When you get to 100K, now you can buy a property to rent out or start multiple businesses. And that continues to go up and up and up, right? So I would recommend not retiring, especially if you're younger. Like I retired, my 1 year retirement was very, very early in life. And it was weird because everyone I knew was working in a week. Whenever I spoke to people about it as well, people just didn't really get it. They thought I was lying, or they just couldn't compute that I didn't need to work, or that I'd made some money from Bitcoin and whatever else. And like, yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. So, but I would say this, like, don't aspire to retire unless you've already lived your life. It might be different if I had children, right? If I had children, maybe I could have got really into being a full-time parent and spending family time and stuff, But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, Aiden, I completely agree. Right? Like if you just sit there and do nothing all day, you're going to lose your mind. You're going to become physically weak. And like I want to be careful to be clear about this, because if you're much older, right? If you're, I don't know, 60, no, say you're approaching 55, right? And normal people would retire at 60, 65, whatever. If you say to yourself, oh, I want to retire at 50, and then I'm going to cash out my pension, and I'm going to spend more time with my grandchildren, or I'm going to take my wife traveling because she's always wanted to go traveling, and we're going to just spend this pension making memories together and blah, blah. That's absolutely fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But if you just want to catch a 1000x altcoin pump, make a couple of £1,000,000 and then think you can just put your feet up all day and do nothing, okay? Like, you're not going to have a fulfilled life doing that. I can tell you, because I made this mistake myself, okay? I made this mistake. You're not going to have a fulfilled life. You've got to work. You have to work out, okay? You have to be physically strong and fit as well. It's no good saying that, you're just going to sit around all day and do nothing. So, did I make my wealth from trading? Yeah, trading and investing. Yeah, solely from trading and investing before retiring. Yeah, that's right. I'm not Portuguese, no, but I have my my VPN set to Portugal. So a lot of people ask me this. 44, retired on a sailboat in the Caribbean. I still trade. Yeah, see, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, there is nothing wrong with that at all. And if, like I said earlier, if you want to retire and spend time with your family or go traveling, or if you have some purpose, I think that's my point. If you have some purpose and you're going to retire and then go and fulfill that purpose, and that purpose is truly your own desire, then you're going to be just fine. But if you just think to yourself, the 9 to 5 world is not for me, so I just want to retire, then I would highly advise that you figure out what is for you and then go and work on that, because there's quite a lot of years for you to be doing stuff, right? Health as well, if indeed. Yeah, work out every day. I'm a big believer in that. Yeah. Family time as well. Yeah, I'm a huge family guy. Mrs. Camel wants kids. I've already stalled 4 years by getting her a puppy as well. So, yeah, we're on borrowed time. Yeah, Kem, I completely agree. Yeah, see, if you're a younger guy in the chat and you're thinking, oh, I just want to catch a pump and retire early, then maybe go back and read some of these comments, right? Because everyone that has done it so far has said the same thing, right? That they retired and then they were like, nah, I got to go back and trade, or I've got to go back and do something, or whatever. So, unless you're terminally ill or you've got a loved one that's terminally ill, or you've got children you want to spend time with and whatever, like, unless you've got a very good reason and a purpose, then don't even think about retiring, okay? You're just going to do what I did, and it's going to be boring. Elf Bay, let's go. My number one fishing bro. Fishing solves all early retirement problems. Yeah, I did a hell of a lot of fishing. And yeah, it just wasn't that good. It's not enough, You need more. What was my job before trading? I was a scientist for a big pharma. I've spoken about this a few times before. I worked initially in labs, and I worked my way up to some offices, and eventually decided I couldn't be living with the evil anymore. Really good at burpees. I've just started doing these prison burpees. If you just type into YouTube prison burpees, they are intense. So I'd recommend that to anyone. Yeah, sounds nice, John. Yeah, pleased to hear it, Grant. Yeah. Guys, at the end of the day, right, life is about, you're a soul. You come here and you get to figure out what you're going to do. You get to figure out your soul's purpose, right? And it's a completely unique and individual thing. And you're going to come here for an experience. You don't want to come here and waste it, right? You don't want to come here and just do nothing. You don't want to come here and say, oh, I just made enough to get by, so I'm just going to put my feet up and do nothing all day. Find whatever it is that makes you tick and do that, because otherwise you are going to be forever living in a state of unfulfilled desire. And if you think you can get away with that on the long term, you are absolutely wrong. Those desires are desires for a reason. They're unique to you for a reason, and they must be fulfilled. You'd love to see my face. Why do you want to see my face? 10K face reveal. I see people asking how old I am as well. And I don't think we're going there, to be fair. And I'll tell you why. One, I like my anonymity. I'm quite a private person anyway, so the whole YouTube thing is weird. Like before YouTube and Twitter, I had no social media, no... You would never see me anywhere. I live quite a private life. But I will say this. I have no intention of really doxing myself because I want my work to speak for itself, right? I want you to think of Camel as this stupid little low budget, badly photoshopped, cropped camel face. I want you to just think of that as me, and you either resonate with my work, you either like my work, you either appreciate it, you either take it as it is and consider it in your wider analysis, or you don't, right? But I don't want anyone to be able to say, yeah, well, this guy drives a Lambo, so he must be good at trading. Because there's plenty of people that drive Lambos that aren't good at trading, right? There's plenty of people that made their money from some other thing and they front for being a Forex trader online or whatever. So I don't want any kind of association. Like, as far as you're aware, that's me right there. And that's all you need to know, right? Do you appreciate my work? Do you think there's value in the work I provide? Do you think there's lessons to be learned along the way? Or don't you? And either way, it's fine. But, you know, asking personal details or whatever, it's kind of irrelevant, right? Like I said, I want my work to be a standalone piece. As above, so below. There you go. Yep, 100%. What would confirm a left translated cycle and what would deny it? A confirmation of a left translated cycle would be a top that forms before the midpoint of the cycle. The midpoint of the cycle would be around November of this year, and the 4-year cycle low would be around November of 2026. What would deny it or invalidate it? That would be a peak that comes after November of this year. How long has Coinbase been down? Coinbase will just be down right up until everyone no longer cares or can manage risk or can trade properly. You know, that's what they do. 33, yeah. The 33rd degree. To see if I look like a camel. I don't think I do. Maybe. Proof of work. Love it. Yep. I thought that is what I look like. Yeah, I mean, it could be, right? It could be. Thank you for respecting the lack of face reveal. Also, I spoke to Mrs. Camel about this a little while ago, and she said that it would really annoy her if people were recognizing us out in public. And I completely understand and respect that. It'd be quite annoying. I'm not saying we'll ever get to that point, especially as a Bitcoin channel, but yeah, I don't know. Do you really want to walk around and be recognized by people or have people? I don't know. Like I said, it's more about the work, but also about the privacy. Thank you for the kind words. Right, I tell you what, we're going to give it 5 to 10 more minutes, and then we are going to duck out of here, I think. So if anyone's got any last final questions, let me know in the comments. Please do hit that like button. And sorry we couldn't get to a new all-time high for Bitcoin, but it appears... it appears I marked the top by popping a cork. So we will be able to have a laugh as an inside joke about that. Okay, we might even be able to derive an indicator from that. Some kind of inside joke. So yeah, apparently I marked the top by popping a cork at the ceiling. That's pretty funny. We will see, right? As always, more daily content coming from me tomorrow. And yeah, like I said, let me know if you have anything to say or any questions real quick. If not, I'll love you and leave you. And maybe tomorrow is the day, right? Maybe tomorrow is the day that we get to all-time highs. Like I was saying earlier, I think it's worth keeping in mind, since we are due a half-cycle low around the 8th, 9th, 10th of March, that may well have been the top, and thus we may be declining into that 8th, 9th, 10th time frame, and hopefully getting a touch of the upward sloping red support line. That would be a nice little confluence pullback, and then we can slingshot to new all-time highs thereafter. So happy days. Do I love to trade for those level 3 subscriptions? With those level... What do you mean, do I love to trade for those level 3 subscriptions? Watching you for a few months, hoping to learn more cycles and invest in. Yeah, you don't really nobody needs to do a level 3 subscription, right? That's just for people that want more direct contact with me or more trade setups. But everything I give away on the channel for free, I'll continue to give away on the channel for free. So I think there's more than enough markets, right? You got all the major indexes, a few crypto miners, Bitcoin, gold, a couple commodities like oil. You know, I covered the dollar. All of that will continue to be free. So you don't need level 3 membership. It's just, you know, if you want some extra setups, or the ability to reach out to me and say, can I look at this specifically? Then that's where the level 3 comes in. Yep, I agree with remaining anonymous. The wife ever gets the hump. Never face reveal. No, I don't really want to be honest. It's not really my style. Like I said, I don't even have social media outside of the Camel account. True inflation back up to 1.87. What do I reckon? How long can we postpone rate cuts? I don't know. The facts are the facts, and I have been flat wrong about this. Right? That's just unfortunately how it is. I've been good at trading. I'm really bad at calling inflation and interest rates. As it stands, we are going to be paused in March's meeting. We're going to be paused in May's meeting. I thought something would break by May and force them to cut early. I thought there's no way we get out of June without seeing cuts. But as you can see, this is repricing to the upside. So maybe we're going to still be paused into June, and even out to July, we're at 15%. So maybe we're going to see the first cut in July. Maybe something breaks before. I don't really know. Like I said, the facts are the facts, and the facts are I've been kind of wrong about this. So I was right for a long time, and then the last month I was wrong. We're going to be monitoring CPI as always. If CPI continues to come down, right, if the official government print is on a mid-2 handle, say, then, you know, maybe we can continue to say maybe Camel does know what he's talking about. But for now, you know, we're kind of in no man's land. We just need to see more data. There's not much else I can say. Do I live in Shrewsbury? No, I do not. People will assume you have a lot of money too, and that could be dangerous for people. Yeah, exactly. It could, for sure. Love your work. Thank you. Don't face reveal. People have had fingers cut off to access phones for crypto. Whoa, that's pretty deep. I suppose that's a good argument for multi-sig, right? Multi-sig in separate geographical locations. How to calculate inflation on a token? I think you can just check. I think you can just search for the coin and then type inflation rate or market cap and see the difference, something like that. Or you might be able to look on coin market cap. Any all-time high prediction for Bitcoin? No, not really. I don't feel like anyone can guess. Or I feel like predictions are just guesses. You know, I popped the top. I did, yeah, and we're gonna laugh about that for weeks to come, I suspect. You sound like a Minecraft guy. Do I? I don't know what that is. Well, I know what Minecraft is, but I've never played it, so I don't really know what they sound like. How often do I stream? Only just found you and subbed. Thanks for the sub, and I don't often live stream, to be honest. I prefer to just kind of hop on one every now and again. So I think this is the third total, and yeah, that's that. What do I think about Tether? No strong opinion, really. I think it's fine. I'm not one of these people that thinks it's going to melt down and ruin the market or anything like that. In fact, if you type in on my channel, Camel Finance, Tether, I've got a video called something like the biggest risk to Bitcoin, Tether, something like that from about a year ago, and everything I said in there still holds. Show your short position. What short position? Opinion on BRC20? No strong opinion, really. Don't trust camels, I think. Yeah, sure. Was about to short. At what point in... What's behind the name Camel? Just curious. That is my name, Camel. So, yeah, Camel. Signing off. Take it easy, Grant. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all the support. I really appreciate it. I'm also about to sign off. Just picture me as John Oliver. I don't even know who that is. I'll have a Google. Yeah, all right. Not far off. 80k soon. Yeah, not for ETH though. Camel, will I disclose which country you're from? I'm Dorset. Oh, county. No, but I am Southwest. I'll say that. I've said that before. Arcus FX, thank you very much, brother. Thank you very, very much. Are you at 10k subs yet? You gotta be close, right? Classic Minecraft YouTuber voice. Guys, relax. Coinbase is wrecked. Yep. What color Lambo? Yeah, I mean, to each their own. I like the white ones out of all of them. And blue. When told you so party? I don't know. I'm going to try my absolute hardest not to be in a told you so kind of person. I just don't think that is, I don't think that's a good place to be coming from. Thank you for all the kind, thank you for all the kind messages. Polish heritance. No, I'm not Polish. Don't think so anyway. They all sound the same. All right, guys. I love you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the donations. And I will endeavour to do my best to continue to stay on the right side of the market, to continue to provide daily content. And other than that, thank you all for being here. Again, I love you all. And hopefully, hopefully that wasn't the top. Do you realise how ridiculous it is that I marked the top by popping a cork? That is pretty funny. But yeah, like I said, I love you all, and I'll see you all soon, okay? Until next time, take care from me.